Howdy, howdy, and welcome. Another Hex Foodies live stream. Another week. God, the weeks are flying by real fast these days. A wonderful October air passing through. I wasn't wearing Hex stuff, so I threw this one on. Sorry I'm late, guys. Had a little bit of coffee shop duty to do. Had a little bit of bags under my eyes. I've been planning for a Hex party October 15th. If you're in Texas, please come to Central Texas, my hometown, Georgetown. We'll be hanging out on the square. Maybe this little thing isn't so nice. Let's see. Damn computer decided to restart, is what Finbear says. Oi, oi, Red Squirrel, you caught me during a test stream the other day. My buddies who were helping me out, my contractors, they had some fun in front of the live stream the other day. One guy, the guy who built the computer, he thought that because we were live on this test stream that he needed to go bend over and get in front of the camera and test the camera by being in front of it. It's pretty funny. What's up, J Kiss? All right, Finbear says he's opening up. I got a new mouse that doesn't stick anymore, so I don't have to keep my hand on my keyboard and on my mouse to left click. So I am so happy. Updated technology. So this thing is a Logitech mouse. I learned from an older draftsman that if I didn't want to wear out all of the sockets in my arm throughout my drafting life, because I would be a freaking monkey. That's what they call you, a drafting monkey, a CAD monkey is what they call you. So if I was to do that for my entire career, this could save me a lot of surgery. So back in the day, they only had wireless, and now they have, wired, and now they have wireless. Logitech makes these, and this one's the ball on the left side. And then every once in a while, you get stuff on your fingers and you need to clean out this little cavity, the sensors. But they're really nice, and the price comes down. But the annoyance comes about because of COVID and things. They just made it to where these things weren't being restocked. So on the website inventory and in the store, they didn't have them at all. And then they come out with this new model once they start restocking. So what's been on my mind? I've had 2 architecture projects. At the same time, I've taken on throwing this party. And so throwing the party, we're talking about getting the money in the right place. It is my money, but just, financial side of things, and then getting all of the handouts. So shirts, hats. Let me show you a shirt. Let me show you a hat. Here's one shirt. So the Hex Texas logo. I hope this is Hex enough. I mean, that looks good, right? It looks good by itself. I don't know if it looks good on your chest. And then I've got some hats over here. Hey, Finbear, mute or turn off my YouTube.
Yeah, sorry, I had it on still.
So these are
Nice.
what bats
Nice.
look like.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes,
Am
I
I
can.
too far from microphone?
You were until you started paying attention.
I'm gonna move it a bit
Uh,
closer. Hello.
so I have all these handouts, and me and Philip Banks are working on some handouts that will be aluminum cards. Why am I?
Nice.
I don't know
Who are
why
you gonna give? Who are you giving them to?
all the people who come to my party on October 15th this Saturday.
You guys don't even know how close it was that I was gonna be there. It was so
How?
close.
Tell us how close was that?
Well, after you promised to pay my airfare, it got pretty close. But it's the thing is, you guys still demand me to take part in some weird human experiments.
I was afraid
I
of that.
haven't taken part yet, and I wasn't going to. So I may have to give it a pass for a couple of more weeks or something. Hopefully.
Yeah, I definitely didn't mean to put you up against the wall of that.
Oh yeah, I didn't expect it from you. Of course, we all know what's up.
Yeah. So,
Oh, just in case everybody missed it, I saw this video where there was this Dutch MP who was uh, in the European Parliament talking to some head of Pfizer, some chubby lady who was talking about working at the speed of science, which is absolute nonsense, of course. But the MP wanted to know, did they test the thing for how effective it is against the virus. The lady just laughed and said, "No, we didn't have time for that. We had to get to the market really fast."
I
So
don't.
they knew they hadn't even tested it, but still demanded everybody take part in their jolly exam.
It's all a fucking ritual.
Yeah.
I hope that we line up all of the Olympics intros just back to back and be like, okay, this event is this event, that event is that event.
Oh yeah, it's funny. Those
It's
opening
sick.
ceremonies look
It's
pretty.
absolutely
They,
sick.
yeah, they look pretty funny when you look at them now.
It's a
Like the
way that
London Olympics, the opening thing. Oh my god.
it's the way that they get my mother involved. You know,
Yeah.
my
So is
mom
your
has nothing to do with it except for, when she doesn't do anything about it.
yeah yeah. Well,
So I got
fall is over here. Like all the
yes.
leaves just dropped from the trees. Like one Monday they were gone.
So they don't turn colors and stay on there for
They
a while.
they did, and they were yellow for a couple of weeks. What's funny
Okay.
is that we haven't still had our first snow. Usually we have like really like good snow already at the beginning of October. Last year we already had snow at the end of August. Of course, it didn't stay for longer than maybe a day or two or something. But still, it's pretty cool. Imagine being in a snow blizzard in August.
Ooh.
Dude, your hair looks like you're from a band in the 80s. Like you just need to bleach the tip.
Really?
Yeah, kind of like, flock of seagulls type of thing going on there. That's why I put this thing here because mine was all over the place.
Oh. I got
I
I
should
got a lot
get
more
one for
gray
my beard
screen.
as well. I should get one for my beard as well. So what's this? Are we getting a new angle?
I'm I'm unscrewing the bottom. Um, so some of my equipment is up at the shop, up at the space where we're having the party.
Yeah, what's the deal with the space? Looks
Uh,
like is it like a residential building or like a shop or something?
it's a 1921 constructed red brick building that's always been used for industrial purposes or commercial, like output of industrial stuff.
Yeah.
So my father and grandfather ran an auto parts store, and then um, inside of that shop there had been a guy who stored a lot of things, but he was a machinist, and so there was another shop that he had machines, and then there was a furniture maker, and way back in the day it used to be a feed store.
Oh,
And so there are five um there are five units that all face one way and have a backside and then a back parking lot. So
yeah.
yeah,
So
it's just
customers come in from the front, from like the street side.
yes,
Yeah.
but whenever uh my granddad and my dad ran the auto parts store, they allowed people to park in the back, like right next to the back door, and you could fit basically two cars right there and still have the function of the parking lot. And the reason why they did that was because so many people would crowd the downtown area with their vehicles all day. They would park in front of our shop and then walk to work. Like maybe they're a lawyer, so they're going up to the courthouse. That doesn't do court anymore, but it used to.
Mm.
And so it would be this way of getting around the bad downtown parking and continuing to own the building and run a business out of it. So we would have that back door access.
Yeah.
So constantly we'd have people walking in our back doors, but that wasn't where the expensive parts were. Instead, that was where the dirty oil stuff was. The oil, the bathroom, and where we turn the rotors.
Yeah.
So I have extensive rotor turning knowledge, and it's a lot of fun to get the grooves out of rotors. Everybody
Oh.
who's wondering, rotors are what are clamped whenever you press on your brake in your car. And so
Ah.
it's
Yeah.
this
Okay.
metal disc that's like a wheel inside of your wheel, and that's clamped. And
Yeah. Yeah.
what happens is you get irregular
It's
grooves in
yeah.
that,
It
and
was.
you need to
Yeah.
flatten them out. And so you literally have to take metal to metal as this thing turns on a machine. You're cutting into it just slightly
Yeah.
and
Like a
making
lathe.
it to where there's a new yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool. So, in the space that I've taken over, there's five spaces. I've taken one of them over. It's on the corner, and it's got a beautiful tin ceiling that I've painted brass monkey of all names of colors. And
That sounds racist.
so
Everything sounds racist nowadays.
we used to. What was it? Somebody made a comment. Spearco last night made, I was listening to it last night. He
Yeah.
made a
Oh, you
comment.
didn't? Did you see my comments? I
Yes,
made a yeah.
on Wheaton. Uh,
Oh, on
I
his video,
saw.
but
Yeah,
I commented on Spirko's live stream as well. I don't know if you caught
I
it.
didn't see it. Let me
Yeah.
tell the story real fast.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Spearco brought it up to my attention that there was this one guy that worked in tennis. He was a announcer or something, um, and his career was destroyed because of racism, because he called out this guerrilla warfare type tennis that was often it was actually a term, guerrilla style tennis. But if you go and apply that to one of the Williams sisters, who are the two black sisters who are really
Oh
good
yeah,
at tennis, female tennis,
that's strong.
that destroyed his career. Sorry,
That's
dude.
so sad, so bad, like stupid.
I got a new one.
What are we having today?
This one's citrus.
Oh, but still same mushroom stuff.
Yes, because it's in the checkout aisle. That's weird. That's
Tastes
really
like
weird.
it tastes like worms.
It tastes like citrus. That would be interesting.
Yeah,
Let's do that. Is anybody interested in some worm supplements?
worm juice.
That's
I was
expensive
actually
shit.
I was thinking it is, yeah, it's horribly expensive and effective. Like it's you can bring back indoor plants that are seemingly dead if you give them a worm juice. A mate of mine at his work took worm juice from his worm compost that we made, and he took like a liter, like a quarter of a gallon to work, and he gave like a coffee cup full of worm juice for every time he watered the plants in the building, and he always dipped what he had left. He dipped onto a tree that was. He said that it had dropped all its leaves, and everybody thought it was dead because it was without leaves for several months. But sure enough, that sucker came back to life once it got a bit of worm juice. So all his work colleagues wanted to start buying worm juice off of him. He was like, "Dude, it feels like cheating. It's so this is so easy." I was thinking that we should maybe start a business where we start contacting all the farmers because they're gonna be out of fertilizers this coming spring. More than likely, we're not gonna have enough fertilizer for everybody. We could start making big batches. I'm thinking like 10,000 liter batches of compost tea, and we could start spraying that on the fields because they're not going to have anything. At least they would get some kind of a boost into the ecosystem. It's like right at the surface level, but still better than nothing. Because most of the fields over here, they're they're heavily like they, they use fresh manure over here still. Like when they grow hay, they have these pumping systems where they just empty the like there's this like a pool of shit that that's next to next to a barn or something, like when you where you keep your cows. All that muck is drawn into this pool, and then they have these pumps and stuff, and it pumps it straight onto the hayfield.
That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, unless
Okay,
you have,
tell me the
unless you,
downsides.
well, if you live next to it, it stinks like
Oh yeah.
it stinks like shit. And once it rains, a lot of it drains to the smaller ditches and then to the rivers,
Mm.
and then we got these big algae blooms during the hottest months in the summer. But I was thinking more like all the weeds and all that stuff. They don't use cow shit as a fertilizer, but they use all kinds of chemical fertilizers, and they're gonna be in a world of trouble come this next spring because we're not gonna have as much fertilizer, and it's gonna be way more expensive than what it was before. So I think it might be like perfect timing to start offering something like a compost tea instead of these chemical fertilizers.
So I ran across a guy. Um, I forgot exactly how he arrived at the community garden. It was whenever I would volunteer every week to teach people at the community garden, one of them that I helped establish here in town. And so this guy was somehow attached. So I think maybe it was his kid was a part of the program that day. And he was really cheering on everything, but he was saying like his private company could do us a lot of good and spray fields, and that's what he would do is bioactive spraying. And he would he was explaining it as like he would bring his big truck there and they would just spray from the road out onto your property.
Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah. So
freaking
like a
awesome,
huge
man.
operation. Um, I wish I knew how to contact that guy. That would be really interesting. And then whenever you were talking, that made me think that like maybe we should be sending postcards out to these farmers where we know exactly where their farm is and try to
Yeah,
influence them that way through direct mail.
that would be over here. It would be really easy
Okay.
because you basically you know that okay, so it's like down this road for the next 50 kilometers. Everybody who lives on the left or right side of the road needs a postcard, but like in the cities, you don't need to send anything to anybody because everybody is out here in the sticks.
Okay.
But it's still fairly simple because even though farms have grown bigger in size, the farmers still are people that are to be found somewhere. You can find them from somewhere. They're not like Bill Gates sitting in an office somewhere and who has like hired help running the show. The farmer himself is somewhere like driving a tractor more often than not. Of course, our biggest farmer and the biggest receiver of government subsidies is called Björn Wahlroos. He's a filthy rich banker who owns a huge portion of two of the biggest banks and one of the biggest insurance companies over here in like the whole of Scandinavia. So he's the guy who gets most of the subsidies. He gets like I think he gets like tens of millions of euros a year because he grows something like some sugary root vegetable that's used to extract sugar. I don't know what the name is in English. And rapeseed, I think.
It's not beets, is it?
It's like a sugary beet, but of course it's not red.
Okay.
No, no.
Yeah. I was told that we used to, before the world wars, we used to have beets in Colorado, and that used to be a huge amount of sugar for us.
Yeah, yeah. That's something to that effect. Yeah.
So guess what I have here?
Oh man, you got yours already.
Marcus's honey.
Yeah, mine is still on the way somewhere. It's probably in the customs. They're smelling it and
Yeah, they're smelling
yeah,
it.
like because Marcus sent me. Oh, take a spoon.
Should I
Go and quickly go
spoon?
and get a spoon.
Okay.
Don't put your sticky mints in there. Quickly, or a pen or something. Okay, guys. Now that Davin is out, let me tell you a joke I heard. So, uh, lesbians have a saying that women are like spaghetti. They're only straight until they're wet. There you go. I kept everybody busy. So,
Can you
does
hear
he?
the honey?
No, I can't say I do, but damn, that looks nice and clear. Is it something in particular? Is that like alfalfa or something? Or
You
is it
know,
just whatever honey?
I asked him that question and then I forgot the answer. But
What does it
I
say in
will.
the label?
Mm-mm, it doesn't. But I'll go look it up.
How sweet was it? Because my mouth started watering from here, man.
Pretty
Oh,
good.
oh man, it looked lovely.
It's unbiased. You know, there's no punch to it.
Hmm?
It uh
Is it smooth?
there's no
Do you
punch
feel
to it.
any?
Yeah, it's smooth.
There's no crystal in it. No, it was pretty.
There's the
liquid.
slightest bit of crystal in it now.
Oh,
I
that's
don't
perfect.
I don't know why. Earlier it seemed like it was completely smooth. And I thought that I put everything or I didn't use anything dirty.
I don't know. I don't know if it works with honey, but if you put something in there that is crystallized, like a very small piece of uh, like taffy or something, or powdered sugar, I wonder if it would crystallize the entire jar. I don't mind. Like I can eat honey, like both runny or crystallized. But if you want to put some on toast or something, it's nice if it's a bit firmer.
Let's see. You talked about butter, right? You like it to where it's that thicker consistency.
Yeah, yeah, like a more crystallized. It turns into like really hard. You can take it out with a spoon, and it leaves like a dent in the honey when you pull the spoon out, and it takes quite a long time for it to level out again.
He said that the majority, the primary, is alfalfa.
Okay, cool.
And everybody that's Marcus in Wisconsin. And I'm pretty sure he'll have lip balm here pretty soon and a website so that everybody can order from him. Uh, he's shipping smaller vials for handouts for my party. It's going to happen Saturday. And Facing Reality is sending me some waffle stroops. So that'll be great. Those two as giveaways, carry out bags. Oh,
Sounds
plus
awesome, man.
plus a handful of postcards. We're gonna have a thick stack of postcards. Then we'll have some
Yeah,
aluminum. They won't be the same as this. It'll be with a black background, hex logo, and then on the backside, it'll have 4 QRs with Richard Hart in the middle, and so all the QRs go to Richard. So that'll be,
that's gonna look so sweet. Maybe you're gonna have to send me one or two of those.
yeah, totally.
I
I've
just want
already
to show them around like I'm actually the CEO of the company.
well,
I'll be like
that's
bragging.
this is what I do these days is I carry all my cards together in my wallet, and then I have one of the aluminums front and back uh,
Don't show your
of this
cards.
thing, right?
Don't show your cards on stream.
I showed a little bit.
Yeah, that was still safe. But imagine showing your like Visa
Yeah,
card or
right.
something,
I
both
could
sides,
never.
and then
I
you're
would
like, dude, where does my money go?
straight up. I'd have to cancel the. I'd have to get
Yeah,
on the phone with them right then, huh?
yeah. Kill the stream. Somebody shared a picture of their credit card on Twitter or something because they were like 19 and you know how 19-year-olds are fucking geniuses. She was like, yeah,
Fucking genius.
my first credit card, and then somebody was like, yeah, but I bet you don't know what the three numbers in the back are. Somebody commented at the
Oh.
bottom of the picture and she was like, yeah, I know, actually it's four, and then put the numbers there, and then like 5 minutes later, why does it say I bought $5,000 worth of CDs all of a sudden?
One of my favorite things is this kid puts his cell phone inside of the microwave because
Oh
somebody
man,
was like helping him. He
charge his
got him.
battery.
He got him to do it, and you could see him through the microwave door, the little window on the door, all the way up till the end, and then boom, everything goes
Uh,
out.
our family has really some we go like back with microwaves. Let me tell you, like I think I was first grade, second grade. I was really like a junior. We got our first microwave oven. I thought we were gonna get a computer because mom was so excited. Turns up we got a microwave. Pretty disappointing. Well, anyway, ours was the type where the plate turns around.
Yeah,
and
rotates.
uh, and we had we had my sister, who's a couple of years older than me. She had two of these freaking desert kangaroo type of freaking small rodents that were, I think they were like marsupials. That's why they were called kangaroo, but didn't look fuck all like what a kangaroo looks like. Looked like a small white rat. But she had two of those, and my younger brothers were like 4 and 5 or 4 and 6, something like that. And neighbors, 3 kids come and visit, and they're like, "Hey, check it out! Your hamster. What do you call it? They're running around in this old-fashioned thing where the circle goes up and down like that. Imagine how much more convenient it is for them to run on that plate, which is flat and just turns around like that."
Oh,
And my brothers were like, "Fuck yeah, man!" And put them in there and turn the heat on, and the mice just went. Yeah,
and then they start going in the
yeah.
circle
Then they go
like a
like in the
carousel.
circle, and the guys will like quickly open the door and put the freaking white rats back in their place. Like, no, we didn't do nothing. We were just trying that shit out.
Let's see. Red Squirrel says that the best honey I've ever had was completely crystallized.
Yeah, because you get a different kind of mouthfeel from the crystallized honey. I don't know if you can get it to crystallize if you use something like corn syrup or something. So that might be a reason why you probably haven't seen it. I'm guessing. But I'm sure if you went to some of the honey stores over there, I've seen like massive buildings selling only beekeeping stuff and honey, and they would have all kinds. But like from your regular box store, I don't know.
So
Germans like.
let me explain the HSI to people, the shared treasury that we've got going on. So,
Hey, Matt's here. That's perfect for Matt to hear what we're doing.
yeah. So, what is happening is I've put down basically like $500 or no, $100 worth of hex for every 6 months going out 15 years. So we've got a stake for every 6 months going out 15 years. So that's about 30 stakes, right? I've turned those into HSIs. And so I've tokenized them. They're NFTs. You can now send them out. We've sent out maybe 10 or 12 of those. And the speed at which I send them out is just going to be the participants who are in our chat, t.me/hexfoodies, just organizing themselves, saying that they're responsible enough to be a custodian of this HSI until it becomes due. Whenever it does become due, they're holding it in their wallet. I don't recommend any hardware. Just do it, or don't worry about that, because if you bought hardware especially for this, then you would be spending just as much money as I have already. So just don't worry about that. Keep it separate from your finances and keep it until it's due. When it's due, return back to the group t.me/hexfoodies or whatever exists at that point, and say, hey, my HSI has become due. What project is it that we're wanting to be a part of? Either it's a inner group project or it's a project that we're wanting to sponsor out there in the world somewhere. As a group, we come to an agreement of, okay, the HSI needs to be sent where? Here, 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 wherever. So that's what the custodial, that's what the responsibility of a treasurer is. And we've already distributed quite a bit of them thus far. So it's well on its way. It's being recognized by a few members of the community at large. And then And then some of us hex foodies are really excited about this because it's a way that we're working together and sharing responsibilities and sharing a say of where this group goes.
Yeah, and there were even some people who wanted to make HSIs of their own, and just kind of throw it on the pile just to take part, which was freaking awesome.
Yeah, somebody mentioned that, and somebody mentioned that they would be interested in starting to be a part of this organization crew to figuring out what the actual ideas are going to come
Yeah,
out.
yeah. Because come future, say 4 or 5 years from now, the custodians are going to be sitting on substantial amounts of money, like enough to make a difference in any like small to medium size enterprise. Like we could approach somebody and offer them like we want to invest in your company. We want to help you do these and these things so that you'd be more like safer for your surroundings. You'd be more instead of being just what is it that we're always saying, like
Sustainable?
sustainable is failure. We want to be better, so we want to
Right.
help you become better and have more of an impact, like locally. Maybe we can even like get involved in owning a slice of a company here and there, or starting something of our own. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
I would much rather not, because then we're already there's a connection between us and like the banking world and that of the permits and who gets to do what, and then everybody's voting and all that crap. I'd much rather have like a straighter impact or more direct effect. But you never know.
Yeah, you never know, but whenever you said that, I didn't really know how to respond because yeah, I'm thinking joint ownership is not really what we're wanting in this group because
Yeah,
we
not a
constantly
not a
talk
big fan.
about
Yeah,
what's the
not a big fan.
appropriate land ownership, what does that look like, and it's always been reverting back to one person has to control everything but allow people to spread their creativity or their creativity then gives them a foothold into feeling like their ownership.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah,
so
because usually it's tragic if we end up owning something together. More often than not, everything turns to shit. Because if something is owned, like just look at China, look at how they take care of their houses and stuff. That shit falls apart before they have the roof on. The first story is already crumbling because nobody cares.
it's hardcore.
Because it's all like we're all in this shit together, so why should I do anything? Because
Mm,
I don't own any more of this, even though I clean the yard or even though I change the lights in the elevator or like whatever. And being China, the government comes and welds your doors doors shut, so you can't get out of the house if somebody has the cold. But that's besides the point.
it's totally
Like,
besides the point, but
yeah,
it's
yeah,
worth mentioning because we're in
yeah,
these
yeah.
post-COVID days. Post. What were these
Mhm.
comments that you left with Paul Wheaton and Jack Spirko?
No, I just left something to Paul to maybe catch up with the video you sent him. I'm pretty
Mm-hmm.
sure he didn't watch it, and
Mm.
it's already a couple of months old. So I think if he watches it now, my message hasn't changed a bit from a few months ago, but the timing for his entry into our realm of the crypto world would be more optimal even than a few months back. So I would just I'd just like to encourage him to look into it a bit more.
Okay, so I'll write him an email simply stating, like whenever he writes emails, he won't even address you. He'll just write a sentence of whatever it is that he's thinking.
Yeah.
Uh, no sign off or anything like that. So I'll just write him an email saying, what, have you had a chance to look at this, or this is more relevant than ever before?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
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 And then
Hey,
the
did you
link.
guys notice on BitMEX, I think it was, Bitcoin flash crashed to $8,300 today.
Sweet.
So we're already like touching areas that Richard talked about earlier. But I bet there's like $500 million lost in longs that got liquidated. I haven't checked the numbers, but usually if it crashes that low, it means they've absolutely cleared all the longs from the platform. Everybody got wrecked.
Crazy, man. It's
Yeah.
crazy how the flash like that can happen.
No, well,
Affect so many
they
people.
have a piece of code on the website which is called the liquidation bot. So if you run the liquidation bot, that's what's happening. Everybody gets fucked
Wow.
because they see where you get broke. They see where you have to sell everything. They can calculate the effect it has on the actual price on their platform, and they see sort of the domino effect of what happens if you get liquidated, and they can run the numbers. Okay, so all we have to do is we sell like 9,000 Bitcoin at this price. Like we just market dump these and we'll have like a cascading effect that just destroys everybody. They get all the money and pretty soon the price jumps back up to where it was. And the worst case is often it starts to rise. So basically everybody who had a long position was correct in their deal, but they just got rammed by the exchange they were on.
Have you seen all the Richard streams lately?
I don't know if there's has there been others than the one with Hexo. I was expecting him to do one with Ivan on tech, but then Ivan put out a video and there wasn't any mention of Richard on it. So
There was
maybe they're
there was one
recording it.
right before Hexo that was like a week ago, so a few days before,
Oh
and
yeah,
he was
that
with a
guy. Yeah.
dark complexion guy,
Oh
and
yeah,
it was
yeah. I
like
saw
two
him.
hours and
Yeah,
30 minutes.
yeah. It was pretty good.
It was worth
He
watching, definitely.
yeah, he was already like more knowledgeable than the guy from Gitco, for instance. Yeah, and
Yes.
he wasn't even half bad. But yeah, you could see that that guy made an effort to know his stuff before they even got on. I liked it.
Yeah, and at the very end of it, he said that his procedure was to listen 3 times speed while he's working out, while he's in the gym. So he's just getting just
Yeah,
rained on with information,
yeah, yeah.
things
That's awesome.
to mark in his brain and return to later, maybe Google them or something.
Yeah, I didn't know this, but back when I was working, I did this work practice thing for a couple of months at this sawmill last, I think it was 2021 spring, something. And I used to listen to Quant Gang, the Maddie Allin streams, and then Richard did these long streams. He streamed the first time with the Ladies of Hex, and there was several other streams where that went on for like 4 hours or 6 hours or something. They were freaking awesome. I just flipped boards at this painting station where I painted like hundreds and hundreds of board meters of like primer on these boards a day, like by the pallet load, like truckloads of boards I painted in a day. Just turned them and stacked them and taped them up and pushed them out the other end of the other end of the building, and that was so much fun. I've really missed those really long streams where there's a lot of new information coming in. Now it's kind of like, Eddie Murphy had that joke that if you eat the same biscuit every day, it becomes like regular, and it's not that big a deal. It's like, oh, we got these same biscuits again. Oh, I don't know.
Which means don't eat flour, folks.
Mm.
What? Hex on air. Are you doing all right, man? He's putting out everybody's fires. Fire extinguisher.
Stop pissing on our parade, man.
I got told by my mother that for insurance purposes, I shouldn't be serving people alcohol at my party this week.
Oh no!
And
Well,
I agree with her, sadly.
now I'm not so sad I didn't come.
Yeah, right.
Surely, like you can drink your own even though you don't serve any, right?
Well, that's what I'm thinking is like
BYOD.
I'll still grab a little bit of something and hold it at a cooler that's a little set back, but tell people, the entire square has tons of bars. I just don't want people getting sloshed at my place or because of me. So I got to figure out some nice balance.
Yeah, so you don't give too much of the free stuff away.
No, I'm fine giving stuff away. What the problem is
but everybody gets, see, it's like a company Christmas party where the drinks are free. That's like, over here, that's considered like value add on your salary. So like the more sloshed you get is like a raise, man. Oh man, I got so hammered I couldn't see with my left eye for 2 weeks. Oh jeez.
I'm gonna get these guys for everything they got.
yeah, exactly. It's like I had like I drank 2 bottles of cognac and 14 beers. I almost died, man. What a great Christmas party!
What a great Christmas party!
Yeah, that's like a success over here. Somebody has to go and get their stomach pumped.
Are they gonna have us for New Year's?
Yeah.
Just whatever you do, don't cancel next year's Christmas party.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to organize something up here for the northern Hexicans, because the southerners already had a really nice evening over there. They had a really nice time. We're actually going to have a weekly stream in Finnish because of the nice time they had. And it's not gonna be just me and my mate. We're probably gonna have like between 3 to 5 guys every week. Kind of like
weekly stream.
Yeah, kind of like the Discord syndicate. But we're gonna
what are you gonna call it?
We don't know yet. We're gonna have to come up with something funny, punny.
This is amazing.
Yeah, but we're gonna start doing it weekly. The timing is perfect. Like anybody who puts in $500, $1,000, it's gonna make a difference in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Once we're at the top of the next cycle, the feels are gonna be wild.
What time?
It's gonna be
week and day.
It's gonna be 10 o'clock. So 1 hour from now is gonna be the starting time. What time is it over there now?
1 p.m. flat.
So it's gonna start like 2 p.m. your time every Thursday.
That is so interesting. Thursday. That means 2 days from now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Guys have been ordering like microphones and stuff.
Yes.
So
yes.
Yeah. So it's really,
and arms.
It's gonna be. Yeah. So it's gonna be really good.
And tell them not to cheap. Don't cheap on these things.
Probably
because these things will smash your ears if you cheap on them.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes my earlobes are, but my ears are huge anyways, so that's why they don't fit into any of these. So sometimes if I stream for several hours, my ears hurt like a mother. Yeah, I don't know. Like if Perkele is one of the good curse words in Finnish, and if I put that on the name of the channel or the videos, you know, the algorithm isn't gonna look
Favorite.
kindly on us. Yeah.
Well, I'm really interested to know what it all looks like what angle you're taking, the
Well,
name.
we're gonna talk about like local politics a bit. Uh, then we're gonna talk about like finances locally and like the sort of the macro state, and then we're gonna have uh, a section where we talk about crypto.
Y'all will be talking Finnish, not English.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking in Finnish. But yeah, that's a great drinking game. So you listen to us speak in Finnish, and every time you hear a word you recognize, you can take a shot. And still, because we talk about crypto in the end. So I would imagine that anybody who isn't absolutely like destroyed by alcohol already is gonna be well hammered by the end of the stream.
What is y'all's drink over there? Vodka?
That's like the poison of choice often. Yeah,
Okay.
made of from well, there's this one brand that's made of potatoes, which is really popular over here. Not doesn't taste as good as some of the good grain vodkas, like the Russian ones. They're freaking really good.
Awesome.
Yeah, but you like if you wanna get into like the Lapland feel, you can have the Lapland coffee. I already explained it to you once, but in case anybody
Uh-oh.
missed it, you take a coin out of your pocket and you drop it into your coffee cup and pour in coffee long enough that you no longer see the coin. Then you mix in some sugar if you want to. You take some vodka and start pouring in vodka until you see the coin again. That's your drink. That's where you get the perfect ratio. And then you can like once you're drinking it, you can add more vodka. You don't need to add more coffee because it burns your taste buds. Burns your taste buds, and it gets easier as you go.
I love spiking my coffee. I like I like getting two stimulants at the same time. I recently got a new iPhone.
Oh man, my phone
So
is I think it's like 5 years old or something.
yeah,
I
mine was like 5 or
I kill
7.
I use these until they're absolutely broken. Like when
So
they do not charge, when they do not open, when like everything is cracked and broken. That's when I stop using mine.
this thing, me too, just about. I was having to go in and delete videos in order to have more space to take pictures. So it was very, very annoying. I've had this thing since I was introduced to Richard, basically.
Yeah, okay. So we don't do this
About
every
5 years.
year. Yeah, we don't do
Oh,
this
hell
every year.
no. Well, I might start, but you know, with my new financial
I
capabilities.
don't know, like what's the benefit? Like I don't know if you use how much you use all the other features and functions that your phone has. I surf YouTube with it and Telegram, and I could do with a lot less for a phone than what I have already.
You know how when you think about getting a new phone, you cringe at the idea of like how complicated it's going to be to set it up the same way that you had your existing?
Yeah, yeah,
Everything transfers over these days, and it does it with Bluetooth in the
yeah.
store. So when I leave the store,
Oh
I've
man,
got
they
a
have everything.
duplicate,
They
just
got
so much
everything.
more
When
storage.
you leave the store, they have everything on their computer.
I was
Blip,
actually
blip,
really
blip, blip.
impressed. And
You should
uh,
go take a few dick pics just to piss them off before you go there.
as my screensaver.
Yeah, it's like, what are you guys
Oh, sorry
copying
about
my
that
shit?
one.
Stop copying my stuff, man. What do you stop looking? You just make everything from here go to there. You don't need to look at my art.
So the salesperson that's your assistant whenever you walk in, they sort of like migrate you over to tables without chairs. So me and like 5 other people are standing around this table waiting for our stuff to update there in the store so we don't have any problems. And the salesperson um said something to the guy next to me about like how so many people had gotten pissed off throughout the years that Apple really stepped to in making sure that everybody was situated before they walk back out the door. And
Yeah.
so all this stuff being streamlined, they really made a point to do that because it was affecting their comments areas.
Yeah.
Like so
Oh,
many
for
people
sure.
were getting pissed because it was such a complicated process and they hadn't streamlined the whole thing yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember the first time I got an iPhone and I asked them like, this was way back in 09 or 10,
That's when you abandoned your last Nokia.
basically.
Sad days.
I think that was a Samsung.
Well, okay.
I think it was a Samsung. So I was over there in Houston and I had a Gmail account and I had a work email and I wanted both of those on my iPhone because what was the point of getting an iPhone? It was to receive email back then. So it was really, really complicated. And then the people inside the store, they didn't want to help you because it was like outside of their little fenced out area. So those were some struggles that I had back in the day.
Yeah. Hey, we're coming to 1
We are.
hour. Should we wrap it up and you guys come and meet us at the Hex Finland stream on next Thursday? So it starts. Look at the clock. What time is it now? And imagine that it's 1 hour later. So it's gonna be 10 o'clock over here, whatever it is, 1 hour from now over there. This coming Thursday. Come, drop by on FinBear channel and give us a like and a subscribe or something.
In 2 days.
Yeah. This
And
coming Thursday.
and the YouTube is not set up yet.
We're gonna stream on my channel
Okay.
the first time. Yeah.
So everybody go to FinBear's channel on YouTube and like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And then maybe FinBear, are you gonna set out the episode before?
I'm gonna post it. I think a day in advance because from what I understand, the algo really likes it if you put it out there already, so that people can turn on their notifications and stuff in advance.
And did I ask you, is it 2 days or 9 days from now?
2 days. We're gonna
Okay.
start doing it weekly, so we're gonna start as soon as possible.
So 49 hours from now, FinBear's going live. Sweet. So we do this every the Hex Foodies every Tuesday at noon U.S. Central, and if you haven't already put in your your position on the HSI shared treasury thing that we're doing, then go into t.me/Hex Foodies and figure out how you can get on that. So we've got a few duplicates, like people are on there twice, holding positions of 6 months in the future. So you could probably wrestle one of them away. You can definitely wrestle it away from me. And so I would really appreciate, that's why it's scrolling down at the bottom. I would really appreciate if everybody would get me their Ethereum address that's not connected to any of their personal finances. And I am going to make this public. We are going to have your username as your marker.
And we're gonna be fucking that account, so you're not gonna be selling it.
Exactly. And we will shame you if you act out of accordance or whatever. I don't know how I was going to say that. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. See you next week. Bye.